Hi friends, kamusta? So welcome back. Are you planning to apply for permanent residence here in Canada? What pathway are you looking at? So one of the pathways for you to apply for your PR here is through express entry. Or even if you came here to Canada as an international student or even as a worker, this is one of the pathways in your strategy to be a permanent resident. And for today's video, we will be talking about the express entry system. As much as I can, I will explain to you how the system works, and I really hope at the end of the video you will understand the step-by-step process of this program for your Canadian dream, especially for those of you who are planning to study here in Canada, and this is one of your pathways and one of your strategies for your permanent residence. By the way, if you don't know me, my name is Jason Jim and I am making videos about aspiring international students, workers, and even residents here in Canada. So please do like and subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell so that you will be updated every time that I post a video. And I recommend to watch until the end of the video as I will be providing you the fees and timelines of this application so that you will know what to expect in applying for permanent residence. Okay, so for those who don't know, I was an international student and currently I am a PGWP holder or the post-graduation work permit. So there are a lot of pathways for you to be a permanent resident. Like for example, the PNPs or the Provincial Nominee Program, the Immigration Pilot Programs, and also Express Entry. And I made videos about PNPs and Immigration Pilot Programs, so watch these videos as well. And as for myself, I plan to apply through Express Entry under Canadian Experience class. But what is Express Entry? Express Entry is an online system that Government of Canada uses to manage applications for permanent residence from skilled workers. So it means to say that they choose workers based on abilities and skills to contribute to the economy of Canada. And this program was introduced by the Government of Canada in September 2015. And this is a point-based system to fulfill the shortage of skilled workers in the local market of the country. Alright, so let us now talk about the step-by-step process of Express Entry program. And I will be giving you an overview chart of this program, and we will also tackle one by one and step by step later on. So for the first step is prepare your documents. The next one is assess your eligibility. The next, expression of interest, enter Express Entry pool, gather all documents, get an invitation to apply, and your permanent residence approval. So this is the chart of the step-by-step process in applying for Express Entry program. And first, let us now talk about preparing your documents. Alright, so knowing the most important documents and requirements makes you prepared if you are applying for Express Entry or even other permanent residence pathway. Because in any pathways, you need to know these three important requirements. These are the ECA or the Evaluation Credential Assessment, the English Test, and the NOC Code or the National Occupational Classification Code. Okay, so for the first major requirement is the ECA or the Evaluation Credential Assessment. So this ECA is used to verify that your foreign credentials like your degree, diploma, and certificate is valid and equal to Canadian credential as well. So it means to say that this document is needed for them to know that your educational credential is comparable to Canada. There are different types of ECAs, but make sure that if you are applying for permanent residence here in Canada, get an ECA for immigration purposes. So if you completed your education outside Canada, you need an assessment. First, to be eligible as principal applicant for Federal Skilled Worker Program under Express Entry, or you can earn points for education you got outside Canada. So you must get your assessment from an organization or professional body designated by IRCC or the Immigration, Refugees, and Citizenship Canada. So they will give you a report that tells you what your education is equal to in Canada. And the organizations are Comparative Education Service, International Credential Assessment Service of Canada, World Education Services, International Qualifications Assessment Service, and International Credential Evaluation Service. So these are the 5 designated organizations by IRCC. So the processing time and cost may vary from organization to organization, but the estimation is from 1 to 6 months, and it ranges roughly like 185 Canadian dollars to 250 Canadian dollars. And take note, the validity of this report is for 5 years. Alright, so the second important requirement is the language test. You must prove your language skills by taking an approved language test. For English, you can take CELPIP, or the Canadian English Language Proficiency Index Program, and you need to take the CELPIP General Test. The second one for English is the IELTS, or the International English Training System, and you need also to take the general training. Please note that you should take the general training and the general test only, because if you took the academic or other test under these 2 English tests, IRCC won't accept it. Alright, so for the French language test, you can take the TEF Canada or the TCF Canada. So the higher score in your language test that you achieve, the higher points that you will get. So always remember to aim for the top. For the language test, it may take 1 to 3 months depending on your preferred schedule, and it may cost like 250 Canadian dollars, and the validity of this document is only for 2 years. Alright, so the third requirement that you should know in preparing your documents is the NOC, or the National Occupational Classification. NOC is a system to classify jobs and occupations that are grouped based on the type of job duties and work a person does. So the main jobs group are the skill type 0, skill level A, and skill level B. So for the skill type 0, these jobs are in managerial position. For skill level A, these are the professional jobs that are usually called for a degree or from a university. While for the skill level B, these are the technical jobs, skilled trades that are usually called for a college diploma or training as an apprentice. So I will just repeat that these 3 main job groups are the only ones that can be accepted if you are applying for express entry program. And if you want to know what NOC code your job is, I will link in the description box so that you will know what category are you in the NOC. Alright, so after preparing your documents, the second step is assessing your eligibility. As I have mentioned earlier, Government of Canada chooses skilled workers based on their skills and abilities to contribute in Canada's economy. And for the Express Entry program, there are 3 economic immigration programs, and these are the Federal Skilled Workers Program, or the FSW, Federal Skilled Trade Program, or the FST program, and lastly, the Canadian Experience Class. Alright, so for the Federal Skilled Worker Program, there are 3 minimum requirements, and these are the skilled work experience, the language ability, and the education. So if you meet these 3 minimum requirements, IRCC will assess your application based on selection factors, and these are the age, education, work experience, whether you have a valid job offer, language skills, and adaptability. The second one is the Federal Skilled Trade Program. So this program has a minimum requirements as well, and these are the language levels, work experience, NOC job requirements, and the job offer. And for the last economic immigration program of Express Entry, it is the Canadian Experience Class, or the CEC. So for the CEC, this is for skilled workers who have Canadian work experience and want to settle and be a permanent resident in Canada. And it also has minimum requirements, and these are the language levels, work experience, and education. And for these 3 economic immigration program of express entry, I will make a video and I will post it next week for you to know more about these programs. So as I have mentioned earlier, for these 3 economic immigration programs, there are minimum requirements for you to be eligible for the express entry application. So you need to get at least 67 points for you to be eligible. Again, I will repeat, if you get 67 points and above, you are eligible to apply for the express entry. And if you want to know if you are eligible, I will link in the description box the website for you to know if you are eligible to apply for express entry. Okay, so the third step is expression of interest. Once you get at least 67 points and you are eligible, you need to create an express entry profile in which you will provide your information about yourself. And I will link in the description box the website where you can register and create a profile for you to enter to express entry pool, which is our fourth step. Alright, so once you know that you are eligible for permanent residence application and you completed registering and creating an express entry profile, express entry pool, it is where you will stay for up to 1 year from the day you enter it until you're issued an invitation to apply for Canadian permanent residence. So whether you are selected from the pool by IRCC in one of its regular draws, it will really depend on how many points you score in the Comprehensive Ranking System, or the CRS. CRS is a point-based system that Canadian government uses to assess and score your profile and rank you in the express entry pool. Okay, so don't be confused about the eligibility point system, which needs to have at least 67 points, and the CRS system. I made a video about getting high CRS points, and I suggest to watch this video to know more about this system. Alright, so after entering the express entry pool, the next step is gather all documents. You need to ready and get all of your documents so that if you are invited, you are prepared in providing your documents. And some of the documents that you need are the reference letters or the certificate of employment, medical certificates, police clearance, proof of funds, certificates if you are married, divorced, or widowed, passport in which you need to scan all of the pages, the language test result for English or French, the ECA report, and the job offer or the provincial nomination letter. I just want to go back with regards to the proof of funds. As you can see in the table on the right side, these are the funds in Canadian dollars, and on the left side, these are the numbers of family members. So for example, you are going to Canada and applying for permanent residence with one member or one family member, you need to have a proof of funds of $12,960. And if you have 2 family members coming with you, you need to provide 16,135 Canadian dollars, and so on. Alright, so for the 6th step is the ITA, or the invitation to apply. So if you are issued an ITA for permanent residence, IRCC will send you a message in your online profile or online account, and even in your email address. So you must ensure that you have a valid email address, and you should also check your spam filter. Once you receive the ITA, you must submit your application and upload the scanned copy of all the documents that you have within 60 days. So as per IRCC, it is the candidate's responsibility to check their online account frequently. IRCC does not grant extensions to the 60 calendar day deadline for submitting a complete APR, or the acceptance of permanent residence, where candidates claim they did not check their online account or read the ITA letter. this is not a valid reason for an extension. So once your documents are scanned, uploaded, and submitted, you need to pay for the fees. So as you can see in the table, for the principal application, including the right of permanent residence, you need to pay 1,325 Canadian dollars. And if you will come to Canada with your spouse or partner, you will also pay 1,325 Canadian dollars, and the right of permanent residence is also included in that fee. And if you will include your dependent child, you need to pay 225 Canadian dollars per child. So take note, the processing time can take up to 6 to 8 months. And for the last step, your permanent residence is approved. So if your application is approved, you will be receiving a confirmation of permanent residence, or what they call the co-PR. So this is along with the instructions for how you will activate your permanent resident status in Canada. Alright, so again, this is the step-by-step process if you are planning to apply for permanent residence in Canada through Express Entry. Alright, so I really hope that this video helps you, especially if you are planning to apply for permanent residence here in Canada, even if you are coming here as an international student, worker, or even you are applying in your home country. So don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell so that you will be updated every time that I post a video. Again, thank you so much. My name is Jason Jim. See you to my next video. Bye!